What's up, Lucky Gamers? It's Lucky Lux. Today we're going to be going over Melania and basically answering the question, should you pull for her? Will she be a great addition to your account? So let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, so let's look at Melania. Melania is a 6-star character. She's beast. She does mental damage. So do think about that. If you've tailored your account towards reality damage, just, kind of think about the fact that this character is going to be mental damage type. So are you prepared to bring a mental damage character onto your team? Do you have a universal buffer or debuffer? Do you have Baby Blue, Twin Sleep, anything like that? Because she will be wanting some of those characters, or you can go for one of the upcoming characters like Pickles, right? But you want to just think about that if you're wanting to use her immediately. Start thinking about teams that you want to put her on. But let's go ahead and look at her kit. So, Ridiculous Eyewitness Testimony is a single target attack, deals 650% mental damage, inflicts 1 stack of Thief Master on the caster. In Thief Master, Melania's next incantation is enhanced, and -1 stack after the trigger, right? Exploit Opening, single target attack, deals 200% mental damage. If the caster is in Thief Master status, this attack steals 1 MOXIE from the target. So what we can see based off of this kit, you're going to want to cycle her ult a lot to get this Thief Master, because it's going to improve her abilities in order to steal MOXIE. Now, stealing MOXIE is something very interesting. Of course, in Global, you haven't seen it, and you really don't see it in any other characters, which she has an interesting kit, right? The stealing MOXIE can help her to suppress enemies, kind of like how a lot of people like using La Source, where she reduces MOXIE, right? She's able to do that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and go through the ability. So on the second level, single target attack deals 250 minus MOXIE. If the card is in Thief Master, this attack steals additional MOXIE from the target. So as you can see, as you increase her abilities, they're going to get better. So she's going to want to pretty much try to star up her cards as much as possible. So she's going to be what you would call an AP greedy character for sure. Level 3, single target attack deals 400% mental damage. MOXIE, -1 for the target, +1 for the caster. If the caster's in Thief Master, this attack steals additional MOXIE from the target. This is pretty nice, honestly. But you're going to have to plan out your attacks, definitely with Thief Master. She seems like she's not going to be the kind of like average, just pick random cards type character. Like, you're actually going to have to strategize and plan with her. You have to think with this character. Crazy, right? Clockwork Rats. This is a mass attack. Deals 120% mental damage to 2 enemies. This attack enjoys leech rate plus 20% if the caster's in Thief Master. MOXIE +1 and an extra leech rate for the caster. So this is where, instead, once your health gets low, instead of using Exploit Opening, you're going to want to try to heal yourself with the Thief Master and use Clockwork Rats. When you get into the second level, mass attack deals 180% mental damage to 2 enemies. This attack enjoys leech rate plus 20%. If the caster's in Thief Master, MOXIE +1 and an extra leech rate 30%. And then if you upgrade this one, and make sure it's not this. Okay, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So where it just increases the damage, but everything is going to be the same, right? So again, based off of her kit, you're going to do like, 2 different things. Basically, you're going to ult, and then from the ult, you'll decide pretty much what attack you want to use. You can steal MOXIE with Thief Master on Exploit Opening, or you can give yourself some healing as well. Clockwork Rats, and it's a mental damage ability. Obviously, and then the scaling is going to be a little higher, right? Obviously on the single target attack, right? But you do get some penetration rate, not penetration rate. You get some leech rate out of this, which is kind of nice. Like 50% leech rate is really good. So I believe she'll be able to work in like kind of like Eternity with like smaller teams, right? Like you could probably work her in like a 2-man team. I wouldn't say a single team. I'm not exactly sure, but she would be able to work in like a 2-man team probably. All right, let's look at her inheritance levels. So Insight 1, top student. After the caster casts an ultimate, gain 1 stack of Fixed Plan. Fixed Plan, ultimate power increases by 12%, stackable up to 6 times, and cannot be dispelled. Okay, so she absolutely wants to spam her ult, because 12% extra ultimate power, stackable up to 6 times. That's up to 72% extra ult. So you're wanting to spam a crazy amount of ults, which is why you want a really generous amount of Moxie going to her. Insight 2, damage dealt plus 8%. You know, usually the second one is either extra damage or lower damage, or, you know, something like that. So this is kind of usual. So she's definitely going to be a bursty type of character. Insight 3, after the caster casts an ultimate, give the caster 1 additional stack of fixed plan. Okay, so in Insight 3, she will get 2 stacks of fixed plan. So that's crazy. So after 3 ults, you'll be able to have full stacks. Like, I'm not even sure the battle would last that long. But like, if you're going against a very like, if you're going against rounds that are like, I know in CN there are some battles that last a lot longer, right? Like there's the one y'all see me do is 7 rounds and the big boss battle. So definitely it seems like in game she'll be crazy, but like not all the battles last that long. But definitely putting it up to 3 turns is getting ultimate. I mean, like being able to get this like 3 ultimates will give you the 6 stacks is pretty nice, because before that 6 ultimates is going to be a lot, right? So she's definitely a character that needs build up, right? She's going to get better as the fight progresses, especially with her ult. Her ult is going to be doing a crap ton of damage, right? So when it comes to teammates that she wants, she's going to want teammates that don't act as much, right? You're going to see her wanting like Pickles, like, you know, a good Anna and Lee. I wouldn't say Baby Blue, because Baby Blue has to use a lot of AP. You want somebody who can do a turn and then you can kind of, Soneto could be decent for her. But you want somebody who can take a turn and then kind of not have to act for a couple turns. That way she can get out as much Moxie as she can, steal as much as she can, right? So Pickles that is coming up will be a good match for her, right? Portrait. So those of you who are going for portraits, a lot of people are talking about P2 with her, which makes sense. So P1, ridiculous eyewitness testimony, will now deal 725% mental damage. That is crazy. That is a big ult, like just for the portrait, especially since it's going to get stronger. P2, this will give her 2 stacks of Thief Master. Why are people talking about P2 so much? Well, it's because you only get 1 stack of Thief Master. So basically, like, it allows you to use your abilities and get back to your ult without really having any downtime, right? Because like if you're able to steal Moxie and gain Moxie while having Thief Master, with having a upgraded ability and having the chance to steal Moxie and gain it, you can pretty much spam your ult a lot easier, right? So like that's why P2 is sought after. Is it necessary? No, I don't think it's necessary. I think it's more of a quality of life thing, right? It's definitely a quality of life thing if you just want to pump out a lot more damage and make her crazy, right? But she already has a really nice kit and cool kit. Sure, you can't use her ultimate every other turn, right? It might be every 2 turns. She'll still be a very strong character. It's just that P2 pretty much answers that. Like if you're really wanting her to be a strong DPS, for you, P2 is not a bad option. But of course, for a free-to-play, P2 is going to be a little difficult to get because, you know, that could possibly be the worst situation for some people. So just think about that. P3, exploit openings, effect changes 1, 2, 3. Basically get more damage out of your abilities for 3 and 4. And then on 5, it gives you your ult up to 800% mental damage. 800% mental damage. Now, if you end up P5ing her, I mean, honestly, at this point, she's going to be doing an insane amount of damage, because this 800% will be buffed by ult power. And there's already portraits that buff ult. So, like, she'll just be a crazy single target attacker. Ooh, apologize for that. But she'll just be a crazy single target attacker, basically, right? So P2, if you get it, huge quality of life, allowing you to ult more often, because you get to keep your passive Thief Master that you only get from your ult. But she's definitely still fine without it, right? All right, so Psych Cubes. With the new patch, there's going to be some new Psych Cubes, which I'll talk about in I'll talk about on a separate video, right? So Luxurious Leisure is going to be an ult that's going to be great for her, because after the carrier casts a single target ult, damage dealt is going to be increased by 5%. This can stack up, and as you can see, it stacks up to 3 times. So that's 15% on level 1. At level 5, it's going to be 27%, and you also get ult might here. So this is going to be the best one, even Privwin thinks the same way. You know, it's just going to give her straight up damage dealt. Brave New World is going to be a good one. It's going to, especially if you have like, if you end up getting like P2, right? You're going to be ulting all the time with ult might, and then your next ability is going to hit really hard. And so she'll just be doing crazy amounts of damage, even though Luxurious Leisure is going all into the ultimate. So if you're P2, you know, you're most likely going to be utilizing Luxurious Leisure a little bit more. His Bound to Duty, if you want a little bit more sustain. Correct of the Heart is another one that's coming up, where basically if you have a certain amount of Moxie in the round, you get extra ult damage, right? And you get some crit. Crit is not a bad option for her, but crit's going to get better in 1.2, right? With having characters like Tooth Fairy and stuff, which is the same thing for Thunderous Applause, right? If you're going to be ulting all the time, Thunderous Applause is an option. Thunderous Applause is not the best option, but it is there for you if you want to put more crit out. And then just know that you're going to build your team around crit. Like if you're using Thunderous Applause, you probably want to use Twin Sleep to help with that crit. Or maybe even like Eric. And then you have, you know, you're just going to be waiting until, or Voyager too. And then you're just going to be waiting for Tooth Fairy if you want to crit Melania. But if you just want straight up damage, right? That's what you're looking at with these 3. These 2 are going to be more crit oriented. So I do like the just straight up damage increase. You know, you're not having to worry about any RNG because she has really good scalings. So, you know, that is something to think about. But overall, right, if I were to gauge this character, you have a character that has an interesting kit with stealing Moxie, being able to suppress, right? Which only a few characters have that, right? And one of the big ones being a P5 Lasource, right? I think she has a really cool kit, can gain Moxie really well, has survivability as a mental character where mental damage is lacking, right? There's only a couple mental damage characters right now in global that are really good. So I would say it'd be hard to say no. It's hard to say no on her because she's a really good mental damage character. Whereas certain characters like Regulus and Charlie have their own conditions to them, where for her, you're basically just, you do damage, gain Moxie, ult. You know, skill, gain Moxie, ult. Right? That's pretty much going to be her rotation. I think she'll be a very strong pick for you. If you're the type who is only wanting to summon her for a beast type, and you have a Centurion, then you're gonna find a reason not to go for her, right? Because you already have Centurion, or you're saving up for Centurion. But I think if you can afford to get her, she will be very strong for you. That is pretty much what I'll say. If you can afford to get her, she'll be great for you. If you can't because you're saving up for 1.2, then don't do it. Don't mess up your summons. Don't be like, oh, well, maybe I can get her and get, because like you really want to have specific characters for her, again, that are kind of AP generous. And if you don't have that, right, if you're all built into reality damage, like I know a lot of you, then you really can't afford to get her. So yeah, that's gonna be my thing. If you can afford to get her. Not gonna say she's a must pull, but she is a very strong choice of a pull, right? Anyways, guys, I've been rambling enough. If you guys are gonna be getting Melania, let me know down in the comment section because I will be going for her as well. I know a lot of you already kind of told me in my last post. Like the video if you found this information helpful, and sub to the channel because we're gonna be dropping tons and tons and tons of R99 content. Like I have a lot of videos to do because I want to get the shit you pulls out for 1.1 characters. Just to make sure that I have all of it, you know, out for you guys. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lex out.